Maxx Crosby is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Explosive at the line. He can absolutely crush a game, kill a game, beat up a game. But the way he plays, he's mean, and he goes out there and he plays hard week in and week out, no matter how bad the team is. And I'm going to tell you this, Vegas is bad. And what does this tell me about Tom Brady? Well, let's go back, guys. I have told you guys over and over and over again, the NFL does not allow ownership to be involved in broadcasting or anything connected to organizations connected to the NFL. That's in the book. That's in the rule book. But Tom Brady, who became the highest paid analyst in NFL history, in sports history, think about it. No experience. He's making more money as a broadcaster than a player because he took less to be a star quarterback with the Patriots and win Super Bowls, which is, I respect. But you knew this was going to happen. You knew this was going to backfire at the Raiders. And Davis is just sitting there pretty because I got Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's done a very good job as a broadcaster. I think he's really transitioned very, very well over the past year. He's great. But why did the NFL allow a former player to become a partner of an owner who really doesn't know what he's doing in Davis? He absolutely doesn't know. I mean, he's dating young girls like Bill Belichick. I mean, 20-year-old girls. I mean, he's got the ugliest hairdo I've ever seen in my entire life.
Apparently so is Danny Amendola, too.
I mean, whoever cuts his hair needs to fix that. I mean, it's horrible. I would never go to his barber. But to hear a story like this, and I don't know Guerrero than a hole in a wall. I mean, seriously, he's as good as a glory hole, if you know what that is. I don't know why the Raiders let this guy come and be a power at their facilities for their organization. I don't care about TB12. I don't care how great conditioned Tom Brady was in the later part of his career because of this man. I don't care. Yeah, but look at that hairdo. Oh, horrible. Man, he looks like a freak. He looks like a serial killer, doesn't he? Maybe he hangs out with, Ted Bundy or something. Well, Ted Bundy's gone. But anyways, when you hear a story like this and you wonder what the Raiders are doing, the Raiders were happy to bring in Tom Brady because it's the great Tom Brady, the GOAT. Everybody loves him, loves his personality, brings a reputable type of player that can absolutely build this organization from top to bottom. He knows how to build a team because he watched the Patriots do it year in and year out with Bill Belichick. But the NFL allowed this to happen. Their rules and everything that they pushed year in and year out. And that's why if I was a former player that wanted to buy into a team and was an analyst, and the NFL told me, well, you can't be an analyst if you own a piece of a team, I would come back to the NFL after the fact that this happened, after Tom Brady and this whole story last year got just rolled off everybody's chests and said, oh, it's just Tom Brady. Who cares? Let's waive that rule because it's the great Tom Brady. If I was an ex-player that wanted that to happen years and years ago, I would be pissed. Pissed. And if I'm Maxx Crosby and I'm the best player on that roster, I would be pissed because I'm the face of that organization. I'm everything to that organization right now. I did not want to sit out for the last 3 games of the season. Either did Brock Bowers. I'm sure, and Brock Bowers is a young player. Brock Bowers isn't going to come out like this like Crosby did because Crosby is an outspoken person. There are a lot of people that look at Maxx Crosby as a bad boy. But anybody that knows Maxx Crosby, and we've had a couple of them on this show from Long Island, says that Maxx Crosby is a great leader, great person. Always shows up earliest and always leaves the latest. Those are the kind of guys you want on your team, on your roster, to help the young guys build and get comfortable as players in Vegas. And now that guy wants out because of Tom Brady and Guerrero, who, honestly, it shouldn't be there. I don't care what Guerrero has done in his past, helping Julian Edelman or Gronkowski stay in shape or any of those Patriots. What does that mean? A trainer is not what wins championships. I'm sorry. And if Tom Brady's going to give all the credit in the world to Guerrero, then Tom Brady is absolutely ludicrous. because he had the greatest coach in NFL history. Knowing the NFL, because of Tom Brady, they'll put Guerrero as a first ballot Hall of Famer before Bill Belichick.
First trainer ever.
Think about it. Tom Brady says he's the greatest of all time. Let's put him out. Let's put him in as a first ballot Hall of Fame. Yeah, how about this? We'll put him in, and he'll be the first trainer in history to go into the Hall of Fame in the NFL. I mean, because it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady said he helped me become the greatest. I'm the GOAT because of Guerrero. What kind of crap is this? If I was Maxx Crosby, I'd bite the living you-know-what out of Roger Goodell. If I had Maxx Crosby on this show today, I tell Max, you know what? Say what you feel. Do what you want. Tell the Las Vegas Raiders in the NFL what you feel. And you know what? If I was Maxx Crosby right now, this is how I would speak. F the Las Vegas Raiders. F the NFL. There are other organizations right now that would be pleading for my services. To hear a story like this, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Tom Brady, you can't take away his career. You can't take away his greatness. You can't take away anything, guys. He is not an executive. He finally became an analyst. And to bring this man, Guerrero, in to that organization, an organization that has been a laughingstock of the NFL. A laughingstock. They brought Josh McDaniels there a couple of years ago. How long did he last? He didn't last that long. That's the same Josh McDaniels that could have taken that Indianapolis Colts job, but he decided to part ways because he thought he had a better option. The Raiders? The Raiders were the better option? Please. Maxx Crosby, and I'll tell you, Max, if I was your agent or I was your manager, if I was your PR guy, I'd be telling you, get the hell out of Raider country. Get the hell out of them. Get the hell out of there. I don't want to deal with Davis's ugly hairdos and his young girlfriends. I don't want to deal with Tom Brady and his love fest. Tom Brady has been back and forth with different girls. Who knows? Maybe Tom Brady is hanging out with Guerrero. Maybe they're sleeping with each other. I mean, come on. This guy completely disappears off the face of the earth. I heard that Tom Brady and him were fighting because of TB12. They were not getting along because supposedly Guerrero thought that Tom Brady was cheating him out of some kind of profits out of TB12. And then all of a sudden, Tom Brady hires him as an operational guy, a guy that is all about their bodies and their significant, giving him a significant organizational power for wellness coordinator. What the hell is a wellness coordinator? Does any team in the NFL actually have a wellness coordinator? I mean, they have doctors, they have trainers. What the hell is a wellness coordinator? Please tell me what that means. I would love to hear it. Tom, if Tom ever got on this show, I'd be straight up. I'd be like, Tom, please. My question for you, before we get into your career and analyzing sports now and making the money that you're making, or what girl you're dating now, what supermodel are you dating right now? What the hell is a wellness coordinator? That would be my question to him. Because there is nobody in the league, nobody that has a credited position called a wellness coordinator.
And if he is a wellness coordinator, did he do his job very well? If Maxx Crosby's complaining about a phantom knee injury and Brock Bowers is hurt all year, and like Dylan Laube was saying on the show, 3 of their offensive linemen were injured for a lot of the year. Are you really doing your job as a wellness coordinator? No, you're just trying to be a whistleblower pretty much and say, oh, no, you're going to get traded. Oh, no, we're going to cut you. Oh, no. Oh, Rook, I'm sorry, you're just not good enough to make the team. No, we're going to go make you be that guy instead of actually doing your job of being a wellness coordinator, whatever the hell that is. And players in the past that have gotten hurt. You have had players in the past that have been really frustrated with his organization. I thought most of it came from the toxicity of Josh McDaniels. We talked about it a few years ago they had guys go up to Chandler Jones' door and try to arrest him or something like that. Like, that got that relationship toxic. They got Derek Carr's relationship toxic, and I thought it was gone once Josh McDaniels was gone, and it has only gotten worse because Tom Brady's going to inflict his ego. Alex Guerrero's inflicting his ego, and you have a giant ego trip for a guy that's supposed to be an owner and a wellness coordinator that is taking over the team from a guy in Pete Carroll that's been a respected head coach that maybe now you look at it, maybe got a bad rap because of it. Maybe is he outdated? Maybe, but even so, you're an owner that's not supposed to take over as this much ego. Owners that take over with a lot of ego generally have problems with their organizations. The Patriots, you were on one, Tom, that didn't. Robert Kraft got his ego on later, but not as much early on.
This doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And again, I feel bad for a guy like Crosby because he loves it over there. Uh-huh. He loves it. Max loves Las Vegas. He loves his teammates. He's a leader over there. You heard it. We've had two of his teammates on this show that said that Maxx Crosby is the leader of this team. The leader of this team. And now the leader of your team wants out. Why? Because of Tom Brady, who should not be a part of this organization, should not have a say. Where is Davis? Where's the owner?
Yeah.
Where is he? Where did he disappear to? I know. He disappears in his 20-year-old girlfriend's crotch. That's where he is.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mark Davis does not seem like the owner that's been bad when it comes to
bobbing for apples, Speedy.
Well, maybe he is, but he doesn't seem like the coach that the owner that a lot of these players have had these bad connections with. Because Crosby always was saying he was loyal to the organization amidst all the really bad toxic coaching toxicity they had. Obviously, the whole Gruden scandal didn't help, and everything else that surrounded that organization. What happened with Henry Ruggs? What's happened with a lot of these other players off the field? The other corner they drafted that year that had a gun charge or whatever it was, and Maxx Crosby still played dominantly throughout all that. Then obviously McDaniels toxicity to add on to it. So it doesn't seem like Mark Davis is the one that has that problems with the ownership. Same kind of thing with Davante Adams when he was there. Davante Adams never wanted to leave the Raiders organization, but it just goes so toxic with McDaniels. It got so toxic when Brady first got there. Even though he wasn't officially the owner yet, he became the owner slightly shortly after that and had interaction with Davante Adams and wanted him out.
There is too many voices over there.
Yep.
There's too many people out there thinking that they have the power to say or do whatever they want. Tom Brady, it's great to have somebody like that to speak to, a guy, a world champion. Some people say the greatest of all time at his position and one of the hardest positions to play in professional sports. That's great to have him there. It really is. But for him to be the voice, he's the one that's making decisions, and he only owns 10% of the company? Yep. Come on, 10%. He put $250 million into the Raiders. That's all he's put into the Raiders. And he has all the power and control. He's bringing this wellness coordinator. He's bringing out all these other guys that are going to fit the culture over there and change the culture of the Raiders. Let me ask you a question. Tom Brady has been there for how long now, Speedy?
So officially like a year and a half.
2 years, right?
Unofficially like 2 years. Yeah.
All right, 2 years. What is their record in the last 2 years?
Let's see. They were 4-13, I believe, and then 3-14.
All right. So Tom Brady, who's all about winning and a winning culture, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Brady, as part of ownership and leadership over there, has won 7 games in 2 years. Is that a change? Is that a massive change for the Las Vegas Raiders when it comes to winning and transitioning into a competitive team? You're in the AFC. You're in a transitional period right now where the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs. Yeah. You didn't see that, Speedy? Oh, there it is.
No, he just added the bobbing for apples.
Yeah. Oh, he probably is bobbing for apples right now. It is in a transitional time right now. And to think about where Maxx Crosby is now with that organization, I don't think you could fix this.
Nope.
I don't. Now you're hearing that they're looking for this, and that. You know what that means? If John Schultz is reporting that he is now taking calls, it means he's as good as gone.
Which is fine to get the jump start on, but you're also making it worse, where obviously Jerry Jones is going to make things crazy as it is with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons, and they still got good value out of it. But you had this stemming even from last year or two, and that's not going to help your trade value. And that's why I agree with you. I've always said the Buccaneers were the favorite because I think the Buccaneers definitely number one needed an edge rusher badly. They had like the 5th worst pressure rate with a defense with Todd Bowles that likes to blitz a lot. That's a bad sign as it is. And Brady is going to want to negotiate with one of his former teams, with the Bucs or the Patriots, and maybe it comes to the point where they're going to say, "Oh, we'll go give you a discount. We love you, Tom. We're going to make it work with you," and that's going to not make the trade value back for the Raiders as good as it should be either. And you better hope that maybe a team like Chicago is going to swing higher. But Tom Brady, he's going to have his ego take over as it is, and we've seen it with the former guys from the Patriots going over there.
Chicago is not getting Maxx Crosby.
I think they definitely going to be in the market for an edge rusher. I think
it's too expensive, and Chicago's not going to be willing to give up a massive amount of talent and draft picks.
And that's why, again, I think one of those two former teams, the Bucs or the Patriots.
The Bucs will, because right now Mike Evans is probably going to be released. Mm-hmm. He's going to go to free agency, and I was sure that he was going to the Bills. Could you imagine if Mike Evans becomes available, and he is going to become available at free agency? Maybe he goes also to the Bills. Mike Evans and DJ Moore over there. I mean, that to me gives the Buffalo Bills as good a chance of going to the Super Bowl as anybody in the AFC next year.
And to finish up before we move on to Juice of the Day, you can't have this type of reputation as well with your current players, too, because you're going to obviously get the number one pick with Mendoza this year. You have a athletic freak of a tight end in Brock Bowers, who was hurt a lot last year. Maybe the wellness coordinator should have done their job.
How long is it going to take for Tom Brady to push him out?
That's what I'm getting at, because Brock Bowers is going to be thinking that he's going to want to be paid like a high-end tight end next year, and if the Raiders are going to keep treating him like this, are they going to want to do that?
But Brock Bowers he's really playing three positions at one.
I know.
He is a running back, or you could call him a fullback, you could call him a tight end or a wide receiver. He's that fast. He's that good. And if he could stay on a football field, he probably put up 1,700 yards if he has a competent quarterback. As a matter of fact, if Fernando Mendoza gets drafted over there, which he probably will, because Tom Brady's going to go after a quarterback, and because this guy is the best quarterback on the board, and he's a likable quarterback, and it kind of reminds me of a Tom Brady type of player who I think craves his ability and goes out there and performs with passion. I'm going to tell you this right now. There is no way in hell, and I'll say this, no way in hell Maxx Crosby would want to stay there when you look at the facts of what we're seeing right in front of our faces right now. And Brock Bowers, to me, is not going to want to be there. He's not. Yeah. Because if this team can't find a way to keep their best player happy or try to persuade him to stay there, maybe extend his contract or give him a signing bonus, or I don't know what you do with him. I would be freaking pissed off if I was Maxx Crosby, knowing that I've been here for 5 years and I've been here from the beginning. I've been dealing with all this crap and all this discrediting bull crap with the organization and ownership that doesn't know what he's doing. And now you have Tom Brady and this wellness coordinator, Mr. Guerrero, telling him, well, if you're not doing your job, you're going to be fired. Do you want to hear that? If I was Maxx Crosby hearing it from Guerrero, I don't know who you are or what you're talking about. How about I smush you and pound you into the ground like a nail? How about that? Yep. Because if Maxx Crosby was standing right next to me and he give me a dirty look, I'm running the opposite way. I'm not going to take any crap from this wellness coordinator or, Mr. Begging for apples, Mr. Guerrero, because he's probably begging for apples with Tom Brady, or he's toggling his apples. Just get the hell away from this organization. This is only going to get worse.
She said she's from